But the best investment advice that we've ever given is what's happening in the diamond market and in the gold and silver market. That's the area that you're going to make most of your money. And don't forget, in the United States, you've got the Patriot Act. It means that the United States government can do anything that they want to you. And if you own more than $100 worth of gold or silver, they want to know who you are and how much of it you own. And the fact is that in the United States before, we've seen that they've confiscated gold and silver from citizens of the United States. I'm not necessarily saying that's going to happen again, but it has happened in the past and it can happen again. But diamonds are a portable and private asset that nobody in the world knows that you own, and that's one of the most important things that you could ever do at this particular point. You want to keep a very low profile, and you do not want everybody to know what you're doing, but I very strongly recommend, with what's coming up with inflation, that you get into the yellow flawless diamond market while you still can, and pick yourself up an Argyle Pink, and that's where you're going to make a phenomenal amount of money over the next 5 years.
Harold's website is rarecoloreddiamonds.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. You can connect with him at 1-800-432-1022, 1-800-432-1022. To invest in precious metals, Harold recommends only one company, that is Worldwide Precious Metals out of Vancouver, and their website is wwpmc.com. The telephone number 1-866-623-2002. Two things that came out this week, very bullish for precious metals. Standard Chartered. Gold could actually go to $2,100 an ounce by 2014, then move on to $5,000 an ounce. We have that in our newsletter. Also, RAB Capital saying that gold could hit $3,000 in the next 3 to 5 years. GFMS, they're normally very conservative on precious metals, and they say that in the short term we could see $1,600 gold. Also, Bart Mellick from TD Bank saying that we could see $1,600 gold. Jim Sinclair coming out and saying short-term $1,500, then $1,521, $1,600, and $1,650, and leading us to possibly $3,000 to $5,000 on the gold side of things. It was interesting, two stories that caught my attention this week. Steve Forbes magazine, came out and gave a speech, and he predicted a return to the gold standard, if you can believe it. We have that in our newsletter. Also, James Grant, famous for his interest rate newsletter, he actually told King World News that he believes a gold standard would solve the U.S. debt problem. He says the debasement of fiat currency will continue, and this will drive a rally in gold. But, Harold, we saw in Utah that they passed a bill where people can actually use gold and silver to make purchases. We have about a minute here left in the show, but that is a trend that's starting to sweep across the United States, people wanting to use something other than paper money issued by the U.S. government and moving towards gold and silver, and it's being backed up by different states.
Well, anything is possible, but again, I think that there's a financial problem in the United States that is insurmountable at this point. And again, to own gold and silver coins and to own diamonds that could be used as currency in the extreme situations that could follow. And again, we've never been through this. Most of us are not old enough to have gone through the Great Depression. But I'm saying at this point here that we're going to be as close to that as you've ever seen. And if you don't take the proper steps at this point, you're really going to be in huge financial trouble. And that's the last thing in the world we want, is for our Canadian listeners to get into any type of trouble. 90% of the money is made by 10% of the people. It's our listeners that are in that 10%. Let's continue that. Get something into the hard asset market while you still can. The next 5 years are very, very important, and I anticipate we're going to make a ton of money for our listeners.
Thank you, Harold.
It's my pleasure. I wish everybody a wonderful weekend and a very profitable day.
Should mention, if you do not understand the diamond market, let Harold explain it to you. Connect with him at rarecoloreddiamonds.com or the telephone number 1-800-432-1022. He'll explain this entire market to you. The same for precious metals. If you don't understand investing in precious metals, Worldwide Precious Metals will help you. wwpmc.com or 1-866-623-2002. That's it. Another edition of the World Financial Report on Radio with Harold Siegel and me, Randy Marshall. We will talk to you next week.